Good morning all. So today we will be discussing about HTML class attribute. HTML class attribute. Okay. So using the class attribute, that class attribute is used to define equal styles. Okay. For elements with the same class name. So basically this is used to maintain a uniform style, you can say. So all the HTML elements with the same class name attribute will get the same style. Okay. So here we have I can use div for I can use div and use this thing. Let us discuss an example. Suppose I have written this HTML, then head. So we use a style tag for mentioning a class. So here my class is cities. Okay. Now I want to mention the style. Suppose I want to mention the background color as black and the text color as suppose white. This is what I want to mention. Then I am finishing the style tag. Okay. And then also I am ending the head tag. Now starting the body tag. So I want to apply this background color and this text color. Suppose I am using div and I am mentioning the class name as, here the name is cities. We write that name inside double quotes. Now suppose I have a heading, suppose Odisha. I am having a heading and under that I am suppose writing a paragraph like it's a beautiful state, and I am ending the div portion. Okay. Now so suppose I am using another div and I am mentioning the class equal to cities, then I am writing again h3, suppose Kerala, I am ending h3, then I am writing a statement and I am finishing the division. Then I am finishing the body portion and finally my HTML portion. Okay. So now this is one block and this is another block. Okay. So in my output I will be having something like division Odisha, it's a beautiful state. It will be written Odisha, this is my heading, it's a beautiful state, and this will be appearing as a block and the background color will be black color. Okay, so here I am writing black color background and white color your text. Okay. Then again I will be having another division in which we having Kerala and It's God's own country. So here also the background will be black color and the text will be white color. Okay, so here I want to maintain the uniformity, that is why I am using the class attribute. Okay, now let's discuss about using the class attribute on inline elements. Okay, so HTML class attribute can also be used on inline elements. For example, I have suppose written, I'm starting from the head portion. Okay, let me write the HTML also, that's not a big deal. Suppose I want my class name here is note. Okay, I'm mentioning suppose the font size, I'm mentioning suppose 120%, and I'm mentioning the text color to be red. Okay, so sorry, this style tag is there, within the style tag it's written. Now I'm finishing the style tag, then head is closed. Now we'll start with my body tag. Inside this, suppose I am using a heading again, suppose, and here I am writing suppose okay, I am using the span tag we have already discussed, class equal to node. So this class name is this one, we are using it here. Okay, suppose I am writing my important document. Okay, so here what I have done, I have used the class name within a statement. Okay, so this I have used class, I have used inline. So here my output will be I'll be having this is my heading, so this will be actually bold and somewhat bigger size. So my important document, so this will be this text color will be red as mentioned here, and this font style will be somewhat greater, that I have written here, it will be greater, it will be 120%. Okay, so this will be black. Okay, but my class, the style which I have mentioned in the class note will be applied to only a single word of the paragraph. So this is known as this is how I can use class attribute on inline also. Okay, so the class attribute can be used on any HTML element. The class name is case sensitive, that you need to remember. Class name is case sensitive, it is to be noted. Okay, now let's discuss about selecting elements with a specific class. Okay, so in CSS, to select elements with a specific class, we write a period character, okay, followed by this character, it is followed by the class name. Okay, for example, if I am writing, this is my style tag, I'm starting with that. So dot city dot, this is the period character followed by the class name, and suppose I am writing the text color is red. Okay, I'm finishing my style tag. So now inside the body tag I can write class equal to city. Suppose this is London. Okay, I can again write, suppose a paragraph. I'm writing some sentence and I'm ending the paragraph, and suppose here I'm ending the body tag. Okay, so here what will happen, this class city here I have mentioned it will be red. So my output will be this heading, that is London heading background will be okay. London. So this text color will be red, but just below that whatever sentence I am writing using my P tag, so this color will be black. So here what I'm doing, I'm selectively applying it only to one portion of the document. Okay, so now let us discuss about multiple class. So HTML elements can have more than one class name. Okay, and each class name must be separated by a space. Okay, so multiple class name are allowed. Multiple class name is allowed. For example, I can write h2 class equal to city. Suppose this is one class I have already defined. Suppose there is another class, that is main, which I have defined. So I'm mentioning the two. I'm mentioning that two different styles which I have mentioned should be applied to this heading. Okay, so these two class names I am writing it here, and they should be separated by a space. Okay, suppose again I am writing another heading. I can write, suppose here I want to apply only one class name, so I can write that. So one of the class is city, which I am writing it here. Another class is main. I am applying that one separately to so this will be having one style, this will be having one style, but London will be having both the styles which have been mentioned in city and main. Okay, so here we can also see that different tags, they can have the same class name also. For example, here you can see that this is one h2, this is one heading, this is one heading, but in the both cases I am able to use my class name city. Okay, so now let us discuss about HTML ID. What's an ID? how do we use it? Let us discuss that. Okay, so this ID is specifically, it's an attribute. So it specifies a unique ID for an HTML element. So what it does, it specifies a unique ID for an HTML element. Okay, the ID value can be used by CSS and JavaScript to perform certain tasks for the element with a specific ID value. Okay, now in CSS, to select an element with a specific ID, we write a hash. Okay, followed by the ID name. So let's discuss an example. This is also mentioned in style tag. So suppose here I am writing, so this is hash followed by the ID name. Now suppose I am writing the color of the text is black, and suppose this much I want. So I am ending the style tag. Okay, so in my body tag I can write h1 id equal to my header, and whatever heading I want to write, I can write that. Okay, so in my output I'll be getting my heading, it will be written, and the text color will be black. Okay, so now you must be thinking, what is the difference between class and ID? Okay, the ID value is case sensitive. ID attribute can be used on any HTML element, and the ID value must contain at least one character and must not contain white spaces. Okay, now difference between class and ID. Okay, an HTML element can only have one unique ID that belongs to that single element, while a class name can be used by multiple elements. That's the difference. Okay, so let me write that an HTML element can only have one unique ID, okay, belonging to that single element only, belongs to that single element, while a class name can be used by multiple elements. Okay, so if I have mentioned my header, the previous example if I am taking, so my header, when I have mentioned, I can use it only for a particular header only, particular element only. Okay, but my class ID, I can use it multiple times, as we have seen in the previous examples. Okay, now let's coming to bookmarks with ID and links. So HTML bookmarks are used to allow readers to jump to a specific part of a web page. Okay, so bookmarks are useful when the web page is very long. So how to do that? We can write h2, suppose id equal to c4, and here it is chapter 4. So here what we are doing, first we have to create a bookmark with the id attribute by writing like this, then add a link to the bookmark. Okay, so here first create bookmark, and then add a link to the bookmark from within the same page only. Okay, so for that we write as hash c4. So this jump to chapter 4. Okay, or we can add a link to the bookmark from another page also. This is for the same page. Add a link to the bookmark from another page. This is within same page. So when we are going for from another page, we write it like this, anchor tag we use, then suppose d1, this is my suppose HTML file name, hash c4. Okay, so this is the text, that is jump to chapter 4. This is the text which will be displayed. Okay, so this much for today's class. Next class we will start with forms. Thank you.